Hey, Joanne Musa, the tax lien lady here with your tax lien investing tip for today. And today we are talking about something that's very important if you're bidding in the online tax sales. We're talking about proxy versus direct bidding. So what do I mean by that? What is proxy bidding? What is direct bidding? And let me tell you this, it makes a huge difference in what your profit is in your investments, whether it's a tax lien or tax deed. Now, the past couple of weeks, I wasn't here last week, but the week before that, we talked about the different online bidding platforms that do some of the tax lien sales that are coming up now, right? Especially Florida and Maryland. And you know what? These same platforms also do deed sales. So whether you're bidding in the online deed sales or lien sales, you need to know if you're bidding in a proxy sale or a proxy bid situation or a direct bid. And it doesn't matter whether you're bidding down the interest rate or bidding up the price of the deed, you still need to know that because it is so important. So here's the difference between a proxy bid and a direct bid. If you're bidding at a sale, and let's say, for instance, you're bidding down the interest rate, and then we'll talk about bidding up the price of the lien or the deed, right? Well, let's say you're bidding down the interest rate. And right now, the Florida sales are going on. And the bid increments are in Florida, when you bid down the interest rate, are a 0.25% or 0.25% are the bidding increments. So it starts at 18%. And it can go down to, well, it can go down to zero, but you never want to bid zero in a Florida sale, because if you bid zero, you do not get the 5% penalty, okay? The whole reason why you'll find investors bid down to 1/4% in Florida is because not only you don't only get 0.25%, there is a 5% minimum penalty. So you get, unlike New Jersey where you get both the penalty and the interest rate, in Florida you get either or, whichever is higher. So if whatever you bid, if when it redeems you get less than 5% on your money, you will get a 5% penalty. Not an interest rate, but a 5% flat rate on whatever you bid. Okay, that's why you'll frequently see bids on good properties that will probably redeem right away as low as 0.25%. Most of the bids will be at 0.25% because they're actually going to get 5%. And if it redeems right away and they get 5% on their money, that's pretty good, right? So anyway, back to our proxy versus direct bid. So the bidding starts at 18%. It could go anywhere from 18% down to zero. But as I said, you do not want to bid zero, because if you do, you will not get the 5% minimum penalty. But there is another reason why investors are willing to bid this low to get liens, even though they're not doing it to get the property. In Florida, your chances of getting the property are really not good because you do not get to foreclose after the redemption period. It's a 2-year redemption period. And after the end of the redemption period, you have to apply for that lien to go into a deed sale in order to satisfy your lien, in order to be paid. You don't actually just get to foreclose on the property. So, some people think, well, then it's not worth it to bid in Florida, but it is worth it because here's what happens. You do what's called a TDA, tax deed application, and you have to pay the county some money to do that, a small amount, and, it could be a couple hundred, as high as a couple $100. It depends on the county, right? And you have to pay any outstanding liens. So if there are, it's a 2-year redemption period. So you bought your lien at least 2 years ago, right? And there could be two more liens on the property that you have a lien on, because there would have been a lien sold at the next year's sale and in this year's sale. If you bought in 2021, there will be liens that are selling now, right? Even if it didn't sell at the sale yet, there are current taxes, delinquent taxes that are due. So you have to pay all those taxes in order to do this TDA, right? Now, all that money starts earning 18% until it actually is sold at the tax sale or gets redeemed. It can even get redeemed during this time too. But you're going to make 18% per annum on that money, and it could take a few months before that thing goes into the tax sale. All right, so it is a good investment to get a Florida lien. But let's get back again to the proxy versus direct bid, because let's say you bid 25%, or I'm sorry, 0.25% on a property, but the next highest bidder bid 10%. Well, in a proxy bid situation, remember that your bidding increment is 0.25%. In a proxy bid situation, you are going to get this lien because you're the lowest bidder here if you're the only bidder at 0.25%, okay? And the next highest bidder is at 10%. You are going to win that lien at 9. Let me do this better here. 9.75%. Or 0.25% less than 10%. Now, if it's a direct bid situation, you're just going to win it at 0.25%. So you could see the difference. Now, it doesn't matter a whole lot when it comes to liens and when it comes to bidding down the interest rate, but it does matter a whole lot when you're bidding up the price of the lien in a sale like you have in Maryland. Although in Maryland, I'm not going to get into this today, but they do a high bid premium, so you don't have to pay all the premium that you bid at the sale. But let's say you're at a deed sale, right? Or at a lien sale where they bid premium, like in New Jersey. And this is very important for New Jersey sales where you're bidding premium, this proxy versus direct. Because let's say, now in New Jersey also, they bid down the interest rate from 18% down to 0, and then they bid up the premium and to infinity and beyond. You can bid it up just as high as you want, right? You're not going to get any interest on your premium. You're not going to get any interest on the certificate amount. But the reason why investors will do this is because they can pay the subsequent taxes. Unlike Florida, they don't have to wait 2 years. They could start paying subsequent taxes. There might be current taxes due now, because when you go to a tax sale, you're paying last year's taxes. There might be current taxes due now that you could pay now and get 18% on. So they're willing to pay money that they don't get interest on and not get any interest on the certificate amount, because they're going to get a penalty on the certificate amount. All right. So let's say you're bidding on a lien and you're bidding a premium of, let's say you're bidding a premium of $10,000 and somebody else bid a premium of $2,000. You are the highest bidder at $10,000. In a proxy bid situation, now here, the increments in this sale are $100 increments. Okay, in New Jersey, you bid premium by $100 increments. Some states, it's a $1 increment, right? In New Jersey, it's $100. So in a proxy situation, you are going to win this bid. The next highest bidder was at $2,000. All right. So you would win this bid at $2,100. But if you were in a direct bid situation, you're going to win this bid at $10,000. what you bid. Now, that's going to make a difference. In this sale, it's not going to make too much of a difference. It will make a difference in the interest rate that you earn because you put a lot more money into it. You get a blended interest rate. I'm not going to go into all that now, but it will. But when you're bidding at a deed sale, let's say you're bidding at a deed sale in Florida. Okay, and another example here. Let's say now you're bidding for the property. All right, and you're bidding up the premium. So let's say it's a proxy situation and you bid, let's say the property is worth $100,000. You bid $80,000, right? Or maybe it's even worth more than that. Maybe it's worth 120 or 140, but it's worth more than that. But you bid 80,000 because you want to get this property. Somebody else bid 50,000. And let's say the bidding increments, they could be $100, they could be $1,000. Let's say it could be $500. Let's say in this sale, the bidding increment is $1,000. Okay. And if this is a proxy bid situation, you are going to win this bid at $51,000, right? If it's not a proxy situation, if it's a direct bid situation, you're going to win this bid at $80,000. That's going to make a huge difference in your profitability on that property, right? So that's the difference between proxy and direct bidding. And that is your tax lien investing tip for today. And if you have questions about this, then bring your questions on Tuesday at 2 p.m. when we do Ask the Tax Lien Lady Live, and I'll be happy to answer them for you because every state is different, right? And tonight we have a tax sale basics webinar at 7 p.m. tonight. So if you want to get in on this webinar, you can go to, and I'm going to put this in here in the comments for you. I'm over here on StreamYard and it gets streamed live to my business page. But I think this will work if I put this in the comments for you. It's tax-lien-lady.com/tax-sale-success-webinar. This is a free webinar at 7 o'clock tonight. And I will be going over what tax sales are coming up now that you could register and bid at, and what you really have to, how I got started in tax lien investing, why it's a good deal even today, what you could really do, how much money do you really need to get started, and what are the steps that you have to take to get profitable tax liens or tax deeds in today's market. So you could join me tonight for free. It's 7 p.m. Eastern time, okay, which is 4 p.m. Pacific. And I put the link in the comments for you, and I'll see you tonight, all right? And if you have questions from today's tip or other tips that you've seen here on the Facebook page, then come on over at 2 p.m. on Tuesday and bring your questions, and I'll answer them for you live. All right, see you tonight at 7 p.m. on Zoom. Bye now.